Hello first year. This is going to just be a quick video to go through some of the examples from your last assignment. Okay, so just before we move on to multiplying and dividing negative numbers, I just want to take a quick step back and do a couple of examples of the kind of questions where most of the mistakes occurred. So you can see in front of you, I've written down 4 questions there. So I've got question 1G and question 1J, and then I've got question 2G and 2H. All right, now these are types of questions that were done wrong. There were other ones that weren't done so well, but these are some examples. And I just want to walk through how to solve these type of questions, okay? Because these are the ones that we got wrong most commonly. So use this video to help you. You also need to use the solutions. But as I've said time and time again with negative numbers, they are really, really important and they do come up all the way through maths in lots of different topics. So it's well worth spending the time to get to grips with them. Anyway, let's have a look at this first example. So we have, this question says -2 plus -1. Okay, so that's how we read that question. -2 plus -1. So straight away I can see that we're adding a negative number. Now I know that that means, from a rules point of view, that this becomes a subtraction. Okay, so you'll notice that adding a negative number has been replaced with a subtraction there. Okay, so adding a negative number has been replaced with a subtraction. But the -2 is exactly the same as it was in the line above. That hasn't changed. All right. Now, what does this question mean? Well, it means that we start on -2. So if you imagine a number line, I'm just going to draw a very rough sketch here. That would be 0, -1, -2. We're starting here on -2, and then we're going one place in the negative direction. So that's going to be -3, isn't it? And that's where we seem to be making mistakes. Because this question has -2 to start with, that's where you begin the calculation. So you start on -2 and you move one place in the negative direction because you're subtracting 1. So that's -3 is your final answer there. Okay, this one here, same sort of idea. This question says -4 plus -5. So we're adding a negative here. So that becomes -4, unchanged, minus 5. Okay, so again, the adding a negative has been replaced by a subtraction sum. All right, now, same idea, all right? We start on -4 and we move 5 places in the negative direction because we're subtracting 5. If I'm on 4 and I go back 5 places, that's going to be -9, okay? Next type of question, we started on this one, so this says -2 subtract -1. Okay, -2 subtract -1. So -2. Now I know that subtracting a negative becomes an addition. So you can see there that subtracting a negative has been replaced with an addition sum. Okay, and notice how it's an addition of 1. Okay, it's not an addition of -1, it's an addition of 1. Okay, so again, think number line if it helps you. All right, quick sketch here. If we start on 0, that's -1, that's -2. If we start here, we're moving one place to the right in the positive direction. That's one place up here. You can see there that we're going to end up at -1. Okay. Last example. This one says -8 subtract -3. That's how we read that. So again, we start at -8 and the subtracting a negative is replaced by an addition sum, and it's add 3. Okay, again, it's not plus -3. The subtraction of the negative number is replaced by an addition of 3. Okay, now, again, think number line. If I was on, let's just say this was negative 8, oh, bit of a wobble there. Negative 8, negative 7, negative 6, negative 5. Yep, so I'm obviously moving in the positive direction that way. If I start on negative 8 and I go back 3 places in the positive direction, I'm going to end up at negative 5. Okay. Now, if a little sketch helps you with these, then do it. Okay, it's absolutely not a problem to do a sketch. Eventually, you'll get to a stage where you don't need it. But that's your answer there. Okay. Have a look at these. Have a look at the work you did. Have a look at the solutions. All right. You really want to spend time getting to grips with this and making sure you can understand them. If you're not sure about anything, please ask. And remember, through Microsoft Teams and through your class notebook, you can access this information. All right. It's inside. If you go into your class notebook, you'll see something called the content library. Go into negative numbers, and then that one is called subtracting negative numbers worked example. So you can see this page just as it is now through Microsoft Teams anytime you like. All right. Please get in touch if you have any questions. This stuff is really, really important, and I want to make sure you understand it. Next topic that you're going to do is multiplying negative numbers, and then we'll follow that with dividing negative numbers.